Дико извиняюсь. Нет, все. О, все, я вернулся. Что у нас тут на топе с Бистмастером? Ну, подставляется, точнее, пока что перестал подставляться. Вернее, он только-только на линию вернулся. Но Гурмак отсюда никуда не уходил. Манапул у него, конечно, небольшой ман регенится долго. Так, ладно, у нас тут ликантроп вышел, начинает съедать горца. А что? А чем может Бейн помочь? Да ничем. Разве что сейчас забрейнсапать как-то. Ой, хорошая какая стрела-то залетела. И сейчас будут двоих убивать. Да? Да, действительно. Абадон склеил ласты. Пытался прилететь сюда Сларк, но отказался. А Горец выжил. Ну, в живых должен остаться только один. Сказал он Абадону и толкнул его вперед. Прям под Старшторм. У Абадона, в свою очередь, транквилы образовались. Пайкат ушел на топ с хостой. И сейчас поймают здесь обоих. Реально обоих сейчас будут ловить. Тем более, что урон по области неплохой у Пака. Вот так вот. Да. И Пак просто вышел, поймал стан в лицо. Ну. Какой-то странный Пак на самом-то деле. Да, в результате от него все поулетали. Спрятались под центрик игроки команды HellRaisers. Ну, реально немного Пак перемудрил. Так, что тут? С этим 6-м левелом. Будет ли сразу макропира или предпочтет обычный рядовой спел прокачать Горец? Пойдут ли сразу пушить? Что за мигание? Что происходит? Да, появляется макропира у Горца. Ну, вышку уже практически забрали здесь. Дефить ее будет проблематично с одним-то Бейном. Но Горец особо и не лезет. Потому что знает, что там где один Бейн, там можно отхватить слипа, потом можно просто отхватить. Да, и уже второй телепорт на это здание. Волки пока подсвечивают. Дают информацию о противнике. Как там дела идут Эмберу? У Эмбера 52 на 3. Слушайте, а не дурно ведь, не дурно. Но у Пака тоже 52 на 10, что является также хорошим показателем. Видим, что игроки достойны друг друга. Вот так вот поджег он Пайката. Что, опять убивает Бистмастера? Да, действительно, вновь погибает Бистмастер. Прикольно. Ну, вот Пак в инвизе вышел на центральную линию. Правда, в соло с Эмбером он, естественно, не справится. То есть нужен +1, кто бы это мог быть. Бейн с ультой или Бистмастер с ультой. К сожалению, ребята за Alliance ни у одного, ни у второго этой самой ульты нет пока. И оба еще 6-й левел не имеют. Да, тут Майнац, мы видим, бегает. 5-й с половинкой и почти 6-й Аки. Ну вот, сейчас нормальный выход в теории. Опять же, стрелу пока Патма запустить не может. По одной простой причине. Слишком много крипов. Но тут пошел Старшторм. Как бы больно. И... да, есть минус. Так, Афонин же барабанчики сейчас себе соберет. Бистмастер вновь на линии, и вновь он очень сильно травмирован. Как бы в 4-й раз не погиб. Но Сларк, видимо, только этого и ждет. Так, ну и в миде забирают Пака. Также сейчас идет погоня за Афонином. Хорошо, Старшторм попадает, есть лип. Но тут Абадон очень вовремя появляется. И еще стики. Ну, видимо, Ашеры так уверенно сейчас действуют. Отжимают то там одного игрока, то там одного игрока. То Пака в миде убили, то убили в миде кого там, Пайката, то Пайкат отдался, то его забрали за то, что он слишком далеко залез. Ну, короче, вы поняли, я слишком много говорю одно и то же, просто разными словами. Но суть в том, что реально очень много уже наумирал Бестмастер и дважды погиб Пак, что тоже не слишком приятно. Особенно если учитывать тот факт, что фраги достаются там Эмберу или тому же Сларку, например, потому что у одного и у второго уже по 2 фрага имеется, да, 2-0-1 и 2-1-0. Статистика у Сларка и Эмбера соответственно. Ну вот в миде наконец напали нормально на Эмбер Спирита. Он реально здесь загулял. Совсем непонятно, что там он делал. Ну и появляется Shadow Blade. А здесь спалили ульт Патмы и просто отбегают. Да, пошли сентряки, обсерверы. Ну вот, двойной мультикаст. Привет. И пес еще тут подгореть немножко решил. Да, шерсть. Дымится? Дымится. Так, соло-ринги, пауэр-трецы. Окей. Что там у нас по графикам произошло за эти 14 минут? Небольшое преимущество у Ашеров есть. По деньгам, по опыту оно также есть, но оно прям еще меньше, чем денежное. Но шанс забрать вышку — это всегда приятно. Плюс наверх у нас отправляется уже Сларк в погоне за кем? За Ликантропом, видимо. Ух, хороший мультикаст. Так, стрела. Крип отважно прикрыл. Ну и Дредуха понимает, что он здесь погибнет, просто уводит прицел на себя, давая самую малость времени своим тиммейтам для того, чтобы они успели скрыться. Они, кажется, успевают скрыться. Вернее, они не убегают до конца, они вот разворачиваются и сейчас хотят, видимо, забрать наивную Патму. Ой, хорошо поджог, говорится. Так, а что это за булзай? Лол! Что за жесткая стрела залетела-то? Слышь, что-то полетело. Ладно, у нас продолжает Эмбер демонтировать здание наверху. Вот это, наконец, заметили Alliance. Но, возможно, слишком поздно. Да, 1170, ну вот очень хорошо сейчас щекочут Афонина. Тоже не нужно так делать. Да, ну а здесь бравая двойка этих героев продолжает пушировать сторону. Правда, Абадону пушить линию не слишком комфортно. Вот пытаются напасть на Тайда. На Огрмага, естественно. А тут в спину заходит Артес. Здесь стоял Сентряк. То есть Артеса видели. Так, что там Ликантроп? Ликантроп теперь вышку здесь пушит со своими хвостами. И хвостатыми. Ну, 16 минут игры у нас прошло. Игра такой средней насыщенности в плане событий. Там одни фидонят, другие фидонят. Сейчас вот выход у нас идет на Пака. Пака подорвали. И Пака продолжают гореть. Да-да-да, Пак должен догорать. Ну что, вышку-то в миде. Заберете вы или нет? Сколько еще ждать? Да, действительно забирают. Видимо, очередной прожатый глиф. На топе вышка была только что разрушена. И не крачи. Ну, стандартный такой пушащий ликантроп у нас, видимо, получается. Без какого-либо хардкора. Там, через Сашу Яшу, БКБ. там, не знаю, Скади, еще что-нибудь. Поймали горца, горца спасли. Есть Primal Roar, хорошо забревают по атму. Но тут ответочка уже пошла, и поймали также здесь ликантропа. Отличный дримкойл, и арба от пака по троим. -3, -4, и Ашер. Ашер побеждает в этом замесе. Ну что, дальше вы пойдете или нет драться? Пак вроде, блин, все неплохо сделал, но мы видим, что не хватило. Не хватило. Артес отправляется за Паком. Ах! Чуть-чуть опоздал. Чуть-чуть опоздал Артес. Вот гем, мы видим, покупает Абадон. Да, я еще раз говорю, если я несу пургу, не слушайте меня. Это потому, что я уже сплю. Реально сплю. Так, Эмбер, 4 соточки до Battle Fury. В плане таймингов, ну, более-менее даже. Потому что бывало и похуже. Так, ну тут до вторых некрачей осталось уже все ничего. Там за вторыми пойдут и третьи. Дред. Выход погоним. Ну, ладно, если смотреть вообще по игре, давайте пройдемся по самим пикам, как они будут выглядеть. Вообще, ну, не как они будут выглядеть. Как будет выглядеть драка в этой игре, по сути. Драка будет выглядеть, скорее всего, следующим образом. Нападает Бейн, нападает Пак. Нападает Бисмастер, да, неплохая инициирующая составляющая. Двое вырублены, там, третий на всех нападают, да, двое из них вообще задизейблены целиком полностью. Главная задача Ашеров — это чтобы Абадон не встрял, чтобы Абадон успевал спасать своих пацанов. Ой, да ладно, ошибочка, ошибочка, чуть-чуть не доморозили. Пак уходит с даггером. Что, знает, что Пак здесь находится или нет? Ну, Пак просто телепорт нет в наличии. Это проблема для него. Хотя нет, это же Пак. Че я вообще несу? Телепорта нет, проблема. Не, если бы его хотели осадить, возможно бы и получилось. Но слишком много времени и сил бы потратилось на этого товарища. Так, подожгли. Майнац не получилось зацепить. Или получилось? Артес прожал Shadow Dance, но надо бежать. Бежать. Еще бежать. 2 курьера погибло. Все, отлично. У нас битва курьеров. Также очень сильный мультикат залетает по ликантропу. И ликантропа стирают с лица земли. Очень быстро причем стирают. Там в спину кто-то крадется. Это Пак. Пак без айтемов, хотя левел у него неплохой. И, блин, реально очень много дэмэджа досталось Таликану. Ну и что, тир 2 по миду падает. Заходить дальше вряд ли будут Ашер. Вот совсем вряд ли. Поэтому один из самых оптимальных вариантов — это вот, помигал как раз владелец ликантропа. То, что ребята, скорее всего, отправились на Рошана. И правильно он предполагает. С карты все пропали. Перед этим был еще выигран замес. Так что обстоятельства более чем просто благополучные для взятия этого Рошана. Но нет. Решили отступить, слишком мало уровня.
Exactly. That kill just gave him the level 6. So that's unfortunate. And I mean, Pycat just barely able to afford his phase boots after that death.
Goretz hexed up. They're going to try and go for him again. Loda just no mana for time walk, and without that extra bit of slow and positioning, there's no way they can get the kill. Goretz is playing this pretty aggressively, and he ended up dying because of it, but I think the general outcome of this lane is very favorable to his aggression. He's been playing this very well, considering he's facing up against 3 heroes who really aren't doing that much pulling or anything else. It's just raw harassment that's coming out. Him getting level 4 by 5 minutes is pretty damn good.
Absolutely, and he's been able to stick in this lane while Bad has been forced back into the jungle, and that kill means that Nikwa's blink timing is going to be closer to the 9-minute mark, if even that.
Yeah, depending on how many golems he gets and what kind of stacks they've actually gotten for him here. Nice hard camp stack. But Matt is currently smoked up. He's going to wrap around behind Afo here. But the bottle is already in. Tornado starts coming out. The attempted Hex will be on time. They're going to cold snap. EMP goes out, and they will finish off Afo. Good gank.
Nice timing.
They
really needed that bad.
Yeah, couldn't afford to let the Storm Spirits run away with the game there in that middle lane. So.
Yeah, although even it's scary, right? Even with that gank, Alpha Ninja is still almost a full level ahead of PyCat. So there's still some work to do in terms of securing this mid lane.
DD for Goretz, or not. Neeko's going to come in. He's got his level 5. Mod is actually going to be the one who picks up the DD, and that will end in the death of Goretz. So nice cast from Ake, seeing the opportunity. And, of course, Neeko being there, changing the game as well.
Yeah, I think they're going to need at least one more rotation in here. Have you seen Dread has kind of just been hanging out here in the upper part of the map. I mean, he has secured a bit of rune control, but hasn't really gotten much done.
Yeah, they may, like, he kind of needs to have that level 6 to have the kill power with the Storm Spirit and the Clockwork. They're going to jump on a PyCat now, slowing him down. They get the silence as well. PyCat will fall. Nice. Wow. Nicely done. Good gank from HellRaisers. Got him. It's actually doing a great job on the Chen, both keeping up his levels, but also applying the right harassment. And now ganking potential from the early game Chen. So very nicely played there. I want to talk about Artist's build. I'm not sure if you've seen BBC spam out the Phantom Lancer a number of times, but they usually go for a Vanguard. But here we're going to be seeing the Phantom Lancer go for a very, very early Diffusal Blade. What do you think about this build? Do you think this is the right way to build him?
Absolutely. We might have a fight down here, so I don't want to get too far into this
top lane.
discussion.
Ake dies. Dread ends up. Meanwhile, back at the bottom, Tornado onto Goretz, and unfortunately, Cold Snap is not allowing him to be able to eat through his own cogs. He will end up dying before the send back got him. He is now going to be chased down by Loda as well. If they just get one bash, it's quite the easy kill. And may not even need that bash. The block out a little bit from the Hellbear Smasher is not good enough, and PyCat walks away with a double kill thanks to his tier 2 rotation.
So and that gets PyCat right back on track. He's basically fully caught up to the Storm Spirit now. Storm going ahead with the Soul Ring. But yeah, as far as the Diffusal Vanguard, the meta is far from settled around PL right now, and I still think the hero has a lot of room in terms of figuring things out. But I think Diffusal is by far the superior build. With Diffusal relatively early, I mean, PL becomes he actually has a hell of a lot of burst damage potential. Yeah, I think that the Vanguard is overly defensive. It doesn't help him farm. I just think it's so situational. But again, PL, his place in the meta is far from settled. So it's hard for me to think of a reason that Vanguard might become the build on him, but I'm not going to completely discard it.
Yeah, Padrino's been spamming that one out with some limited success. I think they've probably won 2 games and lost 1. From the games that I've casted at them. We'll see if this Diffusal Blade really gives you that much extra added power. I do think you're right, though. Like, the early burst potential of the Phantom Lancer, whether it's through the Doppelgang illusions, just overwhelming you with all that extra damage from Diffusal Blade, or the early harassment of Spirit Lance with Diffusal Blade procs as well. It's
just
a
on
lot
paper.
Of early aggression.
Right. On paper, it fits the hero so well that it's hard to imagine, it's hard to argue for that Vanguard build. But again, there's a reason that they play the games. Here, PyCat's probably going to get ganked.
Yep, silenced up again. No opportunity for Tornado or anything else like a Ghost Walk to get away. I do also like the fact that the last time they ganked PyCat, they also laid down that counter ward just to make sure that there's no way for him to escape, and it's nice for him to have that. And Goretz is dead. Like, we were praising him. His early laning phase is going pretty well, and he's just stalled out ever since he tried to go for that DD rune, and then he's tried to intercept the Bat Rider's farm as well. He is completely dropped off of this game in the last 4 minutes. Jump on Ake here in the middle lane. Afo is going to be able to pop him. Well, that gets off the cask, of course, with the 2 supports coming in from behind. They will still end up dying. That's a TP canceled. And another TP, which will be completed by Pycat because he gets a two-man tornado. Oh boy, this is quite dangerous here from both sides. They're really trying to go for Pycat, slowing down. Dread does get the kill, but Chen comes in with a nuke, and Pycat dies. TP's in, gets a kill, and dies immediately. As you said, not worth it at all.
No, I mean, and he's a Quaswex Invoker. His catch-up potential is really limited compared to Exort. Gorak gonna take another spell from the line here. I think Gorak on that last kill might have thought he had another minute or so before Lion hit 6, but with the finger, it wasn't even close. And yeah, Pycat is just when with that double kill, I thought that he was right back in the game. He's now 2 levels behind the Storm again, and Storm is making scary good progress toward this Orchid early on.
Nice play from Goretz. He actually popped the battery assault knowing that Loda really wanted to go on him. Now Matt doesn't have enough mana. He actually already used Finger of Death a while back. It's still on cooldown, so no opportunity for a turnaround. Smart play, though, from our
good anticipation
off-lane player, even though he's died it 4 times. Jesus.
Yeah, and this is really telling me that Pycat has, number one, been forced off the mid lane completely. He feels like he has to go back up against this PL top. And PL has the defusal play.
Yeah, they're going to grab him here. Pycat pulls out the EMP. Doppelgang is up and will be able to dodge. He's just such a hard hero to kill. The jump doesn't give him that much distance, but he may still be able to get out. He's got another Doppelgang in 5 seconds, but the damage seems to be too much. He actually diffuses himself there in order to try and get rid of the sticky napalm charges, but doesn't work, and he still dies.
Well, I mean, the team is doing just enough to sort of keep Pycat in the game. I mean, this is at least the second or third time now where I thought he was in danger of falling irreparably behind. But we're going to have a fight here bottom.
Yeah, Matt is going to be able to surround, actually get surrounded by the Chen, and good response there. Quick silence onto Ake. Unfortunately, it was half a second too slow. The cast still came out, but overall, a win, but they stuck around too long. Nice cogs from Goretz. Pushing back Nikwa. Now he's going to be silenced up. They're actually going to try and turn onto this Bat Rider, but I don't think this is a fight they want. They're overextending themselves as too many heroes here. Dread's going to be taken out. Goretz also going to fall on the side, and that just leaves Gotham, who's left. Artist comes in. They're going to try and blow up Loda. He's bursting through Loda pretty quickly. The nukes come out. They need another hit, and they'll get it too with the defusal, taking down the rest of his mana. Loda has no escape. Now the Storm Spirit's over here. Nikwa on the right side, hit by the Phantom Lens. He'll go down. Pycat trying to get away by buying a TP scroll or whatever he can. Jukes into the trees. No TP out available to him. Ghost Walk out, and he will be fine. But that was an overextension from HellRaisers, but they did do it knowing that the rest of their cores were going to be coming in. They did come in at the right time and cleaned up.
Yeah, Half a Ninja looking for a minute like he wanted to try and track down Pycat in spite of the Ghost Walk, but just enough distance with the extra speed from the levels of Wex make the difference there. And boy, Mad is in a very vulnerable position if they figure out he's there. They can dive this easily.
Yeah, Affo, if he just comes in, decides, you know what, I'm going to throw out a Remnant here to see incoming TPs. It's a pretty common play. He sees Mad now, but they also jump in. They're going to blow up Mad, but at the same time, Artist is in some trouble as Loda has jumped on him, but the TPs are not complete in time, and he will be able to jump out. Never mind. Nikwa on track is going to be able to pull him back right into the EMP, takes him out. The damage from Dread finally comes in. Cast being laid out. Nice play from Ake. Affo comes in, trying to take out Ake. He's going to have to commit heavily to this kill. He'll get it, but he's low on mana. Jump 1. Doesn't actually have another jump, so he'll be taken out. Triple kill for Pycat. And heavy commitment on both sides, but this time around the fight goes to Alliance.
Wow, I mean, they are playing. Look, Pycat is having a good game, but I think so much of his success is just the team playing so well around this Quaswex Invoker. They have an excellent sense of how his abilities are going to zone out the fight, and they're just creating the kill opportunities for him. This is just really, really solid team play here by Alliance. And losing the PL and the Storm there, that is just hugely detrimental. Those are by far the 2 most important heroes. I mean, you can see HR had a 3K gold lead, and just like that, it's down to 1K.
Yeah, they had their Phantom Lancer and Storm Spirit was ahead of everybody in net worth until that fight, where now the triple kill bumps them up to 6,700. Silence on a Loda, and, a little bit of awkward interaction with that Cogs, but they still get the kill quite easily, and that's the power of Clockwork and the Phantom Lancer, not the Phantom Lancer, the Skywrath Mage together, man. They are a very deadly duo, probably the deadliest out of any of the other ones. Bat Rider doesn't give you the same kind of damage that a Clockwork does, at least not fast enough, and other heroes Centaurs actually has more burst potential than the Clockwork, but we haven't seen too much Centaur lately.
Yeah, and I really do think Clockwork of the two has the far superior zoning of fights, just much better AoE control than the Centaur.
Right.
We haven't talked much about Loda's Midas. Because of that, we have still quite a little bit of time here before the Void comes online. Got him, probably going to eat a death here.
Yeah, pull back into the supports, blowing him up with a Finger of Death, and Afo realizes that's not where you want to be. He starts running himself out. I think he's got more than enough mana to get himself out. Oh, Chrono being laid down here is going to beat down into Dread, get that kill. Ake is going to drop to Artis in the meantime, as well as Goretz, who has the Battery Assault active. Unfortunately, Afo didn't have the mana due to that hasty retreat from earlier. He couldn't really take advantage of the positioning of Alliance and be a part of that fight. So the end result, again, to Alliance, 1 for 2.
Yeah, and Alliance, what's scary there too is that Alliance had a pretty good Chrono, but because Loda doesn't have any damage items really beyond the Mask of Madness, he couldn't really maximize that. You know, you give him another 5 minutes of unmolested farm, and he's going to be a problem. Just as I say that, though, Athaninji going hunting here in the Radiant Jungle.
Yeah, he wants something. He's got a DD rune, and he's looking to prove his worth. As a couple of kills, plus this Tier 1 tower, could result in a pretty fast Orchid. Free 20 minutes is right on time if you have a Soul Ring and Treads before it.
Yeah. Still, though, you compare this to the pace that he was on 5 minutes ago, and this Orchid timing is going to be so much less scary than it could have been.
We do have Artis, who once again takes over the top net worth on the board. Has 2k gold on him after his Vlads. Wonder what he goes for next. Remember the old school Radiance Phantom Lancer?
Oh God!
Back in the day.
I don't miss that. I do not miss that.
I wonder if there's a place for that with the new Phantom Lancer. I don't think so, but
probably not. Just because the mechanics of the hero are just totally different.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a split foot.
Oh, okay. Afo comes in. He's like, oh, thanks.
He might live.
Thanks there, Dread. I'll take the last hit on that one. No problem. Don't worry about it. Don't get your hands dirty. I'll take that kill right off your hands. Goretz going to be caught out by the tornado. Nico grabs him, keeps him inside of that. Well, doesn't actually grab him. Goretz may actually get out thanks to that. As Nikwa, he stopped trying to go for the lasso. He was intercepted the first time by Battery Assault. I don't think he realized he didn't actually grab him because he started running backwards.
Yeah, it just feels like Nikwa hasn't had quite the impact on this game that I've expected him to. I mean, he had a pretty decent Blink Dagger timing, but we haven't felt his presence as strongly in these fights as I would have expected.
So while I did say that HR, no matter what, because they have Dire Side and they have Chen, will have that Roche taking possibility. Their team, after that point in time, like none of them are actually good for taking Roche on. It's still a possibility. But just not a strong one. If anything, Alliance may take it if they win some fights. Loda, double silence. They can take him out pretty quickly as the MP goes out, still able to provide some interception. Nikwa is pulling back Afo, but there's no targeted damage. Nice cogs there from Goretz. As Ake tries to get off his ultimate, unable to do much. Afo makes the jump away. Mad. Finger of Death finishes him off before Mad traps himself in the corner. Nobody puts Lion in a corner, but goddamn does, apparently. 5 wipes there. Alliance lose 5 HR. Only Afo, who could have actually gotten out of that fight, not expecting the burst damage of Finger.
Well, remember the window that we talked about for HR right after the draft? This is it, guys. I mean, this PL just does so much in fights right now. And you asked the question a couple of minutes ago. That next item, Manta is the obvious choice here. Do not be completely surprised to see him go Scotty, though. Stat items are really, really good.
Yeah, I honestly was like, you know, maybe he goes for like something a bit like the traditional build, like from what we've seen from Padrino every time, from BBC, probably the most Phantom Lancers in the newest patch played by Padrino. He's been Vanguard, Diffusal, Manta every single time. I don't think he's changed that build once. So I was wondering with this change up, the Phantom Lancer going straight Diffusal, then back for a Vlad's, if he would go for something a little bit different, if he would try and get himself a little bit of extra sustainability, rather than the Manta, which is still decent, right? It, like, obviously the active like allows you to be able to dodge certain abilities. Also, the confusion of having those illusions on the battlefield, and the stats from Manta isn't bad either. So the sustainability from that item isn't terrible. But I thought maybe he would go in for something a little bit more, or maybe he would upgrade that Diffusal really early for the extra bit of stats from there. Many different possibilities for the Phantom Lancer, but It seems like
I
he's
don't
going
think
the
you
normal build.
I don't think you upgrade the diffusal this early unless you've really just been eating through charges like nobody's business. Manta is that's the thing. I don't want to get too into the discussion because I try to make subtler points and don't end up making them clear enough and get flamed for it. Manta is the obvious choice here, and that's what we should expect to see. I do think you can make an argument for Scotty in certain situations, but your team has a lead. This is the time in the game where you need to make things happen around the map. I'm fully in favor of going for the more conventional item build and just trying to maximize your hero.
Yeah, and the Manta allow you to be able to push down these tier 2s a bit faster, which leads to more map control, opening up the possibilities of Roshan, since you don't have a team that can take it very quickly because you don't have a whole lot of physical damage. Illusions obviously don't work versus Roshan. Storm Spirit doesn't give you that much physical damage, so as a whole, they actually don't have a good Roche taking lineup. All they have is the tankiness of the Chen creeps. They need time. They need space. They need room to be able to take Roshan. So if they could take down the tier 2 bottom lane, that'll add a lot. All you have to do at that point in time is just get a ward over in this area and maybe have somebody sitting here kind of waiting for the smoke rotation. But as long as you get some good vision up, you do have plenty of time to take Roshan. So 19 to 20.
Still though. I mean, why not? If it's me and I'm HR right now, I mean, I don't know that you need to stop. I think you can look to push high ground fairly early with the kind of lineup that they have. I mean, I don't know that you necessarily absolutely have to have Aegis. Is it nice? Yes. I mean, the map control that you would want, that you're describing to take Roshan is highly desirable anyway for their team and for any team. But they have the kind of aggressive mid-game lineup. They output a ton of damage right now. I think they can really put some pressure on Alliance's base.
Yeah, I would agree with that. My one hang-up would be that there's going to be a fight if you push uphill, and there's probably going to be a fight if you do Roshan. Which one's more favorable? If there's going to be a fight, I personally would rather fight around Roshan than have the fight trying to have that uphill fight.
Probably. I mean, you can make an argument that the way I look at it is it easier for Void to get that perfect chrono on the steps of his own base or in the Roshan pit?
Yeah,
and it's probably the former, but both are pretty scary. And if I'm going to lose a fight, right, I want to have the best possible chance of my Storm getting out, and I want to have it be closer to the opponent's base so that they're not going to be able to make any progress toward objectives. That's kind of the thing.
If they lose a Roshan fight, there are plenty of tier 1 towers that Alliance could take. There's this bottom tower at 46 HP. You've got this middle tower that's quite healthy.
Yourself.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. To me, you lose a fight at Roshan right now, you're giving up probably not only a tier 1 tower too, but you're giving up Roshan himself. You lose a fight at their base, there's you risk giving a lot of gold to the Void, certainly not a good thing, but they're not in a position where they can really take much off of that.
True. All right. Looks like we are finally ready to go. We've got HellRaisers just managing to take a really big fight up against Alliance. Not going to take any real objectives off of it besides just taking over the enemy jungle. What's Gorat's got here? He's got 1k gold, level 11 on him. Artis is level 14.
Yeah, and this is a substantial lead for HR. Let's make sure that we're making that clear. I mean, this is going to be on toward a 7,500 gold lead at 20 minutes, and that's about a 90% win rate in this patch. I mean, Alliance are really going to feel a lot of pressure to make something happen here, and you called it, man. They're going to back up. They're going to try and take a Roche.
Why are they trying to do it solo? Artis over there manning up Roshan. Your illusions don't really do anything for you, so finally he'll get the Chen
really
creeps.
Positioned to contest this at all.
Yeah, I wonder if they just like obviously they don't know 100% that Roshan's going on, but I wonder